Hi, I'm Daniela Garcia, and this time I will talk about the legends that are told about the Celaya Pantheon. This pantheon, its inauguration is recorded in 1890. This pantheon is the oldest in the city, and here are very important characters from the history of the city and all of Mexico. So the burial, which they could be the oldest, of Mr. Trinidad Suarez, widow of Mancera, who died at 85 years of age, and she died in 1850, so 75 years before the official inauguration of the Pantheon was. So this deserves a special mention. And now I will talk about some of the most important legends of the place. But there are countless legends in the Pantheon. Also, I will tell you a bit about the mummies that are on exhibition at the entrance of the Pantheon. And one of the most famous legends of this Pantheon is a tree that is located at the bottom of the Pantheon, no one side of the crypt. And it is now at the Hagen tree. This happened more than 15 years ago. The legend is of a man who entered the Pantheon to commit suicide. And some people say that he committed suicide was for economic problems, and others for reason of love. And he was hanging with a rope or cord on a branch of the tree. And his body was discovered the next morning. Since then, the legends tell that in full moon, the temperature drops on this side of the Pantheon, and the moon illuminates only the tree. And I don't believe in these legends, but I've gone to some tours of the Pantheon in November, and I can say that where the tree is much colder than in the rest of the place. Now I will talk about one of the most famous tombs. It's a mausoleum, and its nickname is the Tomb of the Devil. It's a mausoleum with a vault for the keys. It's the shape of a devil, and this tomb creates controversy because it has no plaque of the person who is buried there. Besides the vault in the shape of a devil, it has a stained glass window with non-Catholic forms, and there is no cross of religious object. The truth of this tomb is that the person who was burned there had the nickname the devil, and that is the reason of the strange shape of this mausoleum. An annual tradition took look in our city. This celebration is known as the Party of the Illuminates, in which bonfires are lit between the neighborhoods and streets near the cemetery in order to illuminate the return of souls towards your eternal rest. And this tradition began because antiquity bodies were buried in churches until one of the most important presidents, called Benito Juarez, declared that the bodies have to be moved to a pantheon. And for years, people transport the bodies to the new pantheon, and this waste was at the night. People made bonfires to light the way, and this is the tradition of the Illuminators that continues today. Now I will talk about the mummies of Celaya. So in the capital, Guanajuato, there is a museum of mummies that is one of the biggest tourist attractions in all of Mexico and even in Latin America. And in Celaya, there is a much smaller museum. But in this region of the country, bodies are mummified due to water condition and the type of soils high in salts and minerals. And everything starts from the 15th and almost 2 decades that the Celaya Pantheon was a hotbed of mummified body that remained in warehouses for many years. It was not until 2014 when they were cleaned and put on displays in this museum and the main entrance of the Pantheon. So here the mummies, their legends, and some of the most famous are the sad and her baby. Is a woman and her baby that she suffered from postpartum depression because her husband was never at home, and one day biting the baby out of the tube, it is split and feel of the growth dying, and her husband it hit her so badly that she lost her life and were buried together. And another famous mummy is the military, and he belonged to the armed forces of General Álvaro Obregón during the battles of Celaya, and he was one of the most loyal men of the general, and he died at the hands of the fearful Pancho Villa, and his body clothes witnessed the heretical fact. And well, these were some of the most important legends of the Pantheon, and a bit of the history of the mummies of Celaya. And I hope you like to know a little more about Celaya and its emblematic places.